um, and regret and living in the past. So I talk about it every morning because it's so evident, right? Like I got the sun right on me, dude. And this thing's doing laps around us. And I'm almost to my birthday. I almost did another lap around the earth. And that's when I have to look at myself and my life and go, you know, if I hadn't spent so much time on fear or regret or just sitting still, right, I would have been able to move mountains. And I did. I moved mountains. I moved myself around the world. I willed things from my mom's balcony. I've been on Good Morning America smoking weed, successfully getting the Periscope going and getting 2 million hearts. And that was all from there. And I had nothing. And then I had nothing again. And I was like, let's do the magazine. Let's make a weed magazine, Weed for Vegas magazine. Oh, shit. Did that for 2 years. And I had nothing. Came back and I said, you know what, I'm gonna throw a festival, get away from my trauma and focus on something positive. And then made something out of nothing again through willpower. And the question of the hour or the day of your life was, how much time are we gonna spend sitting around waiting for something to happen instead of doing something? And that's what really our lives are about. The things that we have in our head, let me get in the shade and light this blunt, will hold us down. We have things in our brains where we want to live like in the past, in our fear, in our regrets. Like I keep talking about the things of the past. And days go by, years go by, and you look back, where did I spend my time? I'd like to say that I made my time effective. Shout out to Monkey Tails. Last night, really beautiful woman asked me for a light, and I had one, and I got to stop and talk to her thanks to having the monkey tail. I got to whisper in her, it's a monkey tail. You want to see my tail? Oh, anyway, so back to the show. The amount of time spent, right? Calculation of the most prized commodity out there is time, right? Most people will tell you exactly how many pennies they got in their bank account, but they can't tell you what they spent their time on. And that's something that's called accountability. We account for things that are accountable, like days, and we see them as days, but we don't see them as a chance in the game, right? Like, this is a new time of waking up in the game. You went into a video game, you spent hours inside of the video game, lives go by. I mean, they pay these guys more than movies to get us to sit still, evaporate our lives and our time, and social media too. And I was like, wow, just think, if you were never insecure, how far along you'd be. Far along and further along you'd be. If you were able to identify yourself in a situation and be like, okay, I want to switch this. The ability to shift past certain feelings or attitudes or moods would greatly increase everyone's abilities in life. And we talk about self-sabotage all the time. One of the self-sabotages that were happening to me last night was sitting there and go, oh, well, I want to save my gas. I want to go all the way downtown. It's already late. The negatives, the ants started, got to kill the ants, because they weren't saying nothing positive. They were just saying, maybe next time. There won't be a next time. There won't be a tomorrow. Like I saw my friend last night, Jean, she told me that our friend Paula passed away. This girl's less than 30, and I looked at her crazy. I said, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. She's like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Did you hear Paula pass away? I'm like, no, I didn't hear that, and I didn't want to hear that. And somebody young and beautiful is no longer alive on this planet with us. And that's what happens, is we act like tomorrow's promised, like motherfuckers are always going to be around, and they're not. We've all had the sudden shock of someone we love leave the game. But we can play video games like it's a game of our lives. It's like you're wasting your life. This isn't a game. This is the real game. The game of life is the realest game going. And as long as we keep that in our forefronts of our minds, I feel like we stop wasting our time on things that your characteristics. When you're sitting around in your feelings overeating, or maybe you should get to know. Or that the times that we don't feel right, well, that was one of the biggest things for the BU seminar was the, not only does it work or doesn't it work, right? But what do you do to pass time? Like, what do you do to avoid life? And a lot of us do that, right? We'll avoid life. We'll avoid work. We'll procrastinate. We don't want to focus. We don't want to do any of that stuff. And that's why it's like, you got to will it, bro. You got to will yourself to it. You got to fucking get inside yourself and say, move, sucker, move, DNA, move, soul, do something. Because what I'm doing ain't working. And that's something that's really important. And I mean, they get a lot of that in AA, but they'll talk to each other and say that, like, I'm powerless to the drug. I haven't been making good decisions for myself. And that's why I said, you're going to have to will yourself, right? A lot of my friends are stuck because they got no willpower. My friend's screaming out, I don't want to drink, saying I don't want to drink. And I believe her. You know, I believe her. I say it's addiction. Let's get sober. Oh, your kids running at school. But that's not what they really wanted, right? What they really wanted was the quick fix. Like, make me feel good inside, right? Like, I want to feel loved. Well, that's what people say. They get inside of their lives and they just do things because they want to be loved, because they want some attention. We do all sorts of things just to feel better. And I mean immediately better, not like, you know, it's that quick fix, right? Give me my quick fix, my quick hit. I just want the thing that makes inside of me that feeling. And it's like, cool. We're chasing feelings, but feelings change. It's like whack-a-mole. One moment you think you got it, and the next minute you don't. The dog's fucking moving. Hell yeah. Dog's moving. So it's just one of those where we and ourselves have the ability to will ourselves out of situations, that we hold them down by our emotions and feelings, and they keep us stuck when the world keeps freaking moving. And it was like, I realized, like, no matter what trauma I've been through, people have all sorts of things that they're going through. And it's the strong, the mental strong that gets it. Ooh, I'm going to make a mental strong fucking shirt. Ooh, boy. That's safe addiction. That's a shirt addict right there. But mental strong, you weigh things differently. You don't see them so personally anymore. You get to examine things and examine yourself. And that's a proper hypothesis conclusion situation that we all need to establish with ourselves and go, okay, self, are you being productive? Are you being lazy? Are you wasting away another day? Or are you going to make the day your bitch? And that's what they say. C'est la vie, such is life. No, they say, seize the day. Carpe diem. Carpe diem, seize the day, bro. Get it inside of yourself where this is what you're going to do with your life. You're going to make it your own bitch. You're not going to let it bitch at you. And that's something that most of us have to make a decision on. Let it bitch at you, or are you going to make it your bitch? And that's when we have to have this conversation. That's the Saints addiction, that I was going to turn my negatives into positives, that I was going to pay more attention to myself and my current situation than my past, flip it like a bitch, get it back in the game, take that L, and make it a W, and like my day one said yesterday, and circle that bitch. So all my heart from the start, your boy Marky say, I love my life! And I want you to love yours too. Go be blessed, not stressed. Go shine into this day and make sure you will it. Will it! Go will your life, make it your willpower. And that's the power that's inside of us all. Peace and love. I'll see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.